Now, in terms of the brand side, I think the biggest struggle is like, and I don't know if I want to even say that it's a struggle. It's just something that a lot of brands want. It's like, how can I maximize ROI? It's maximize profits. And so TikTok Shop, I think, is great in terms of, all right, cool, the halo effect and like the discoverability. But a lot of brands don't understand how to take that outside of just TikTok. Like, okay, now that I've done really, really well with this TikTok creator, what else is there? And so that's kind of like the flywheel is like, what can I do with this that can encompass the whole like paid social aspect? And so I think that like, I don't know if I want to say it's a pain point, but it's definitely a point that brands sort of want.
Do you feel that while they are trying to juggle all of this, like it gets to a point where it's like non-manageable? Do you think there's a pain point on tools? Do you think there's a pain point on time, just managing all of these things? Because I'm guessing there's so many brands that are not doing one creator, they're doing hundreds, thousands of creators a month.
Yeah, and there definitely has to be some sort of workflow to be able to encompass everything, right? Because what I just talked about is like one creator. Like, all right, if you replicate that to you're going through thousands of creators per week, but you know you have hundreds that are performing really well, but you now want to introduce them to other social platforms. How are you going to be able to do that? And so in order to kind of like streamline this, you either have to hire a bunch of people where they're like, all right, you have to do the outreach side. And then after the outreach, okay, they're performing well. How are you going to do your tracking and attribution based on, let's just say, one platform? And then how do you bring them onto a different platform? How are you going to communicate it with them? So you have to utilize different tools of like that workflow to be able to streamline everything. And whitelisting obviously is a huge pain point because, you know, if you hire a bunch of people where you're like, hey, communicate with the creator. Say, hey, dude, can you please like give me access on your Facebook page? Creators don't want to do that stuff. So there has to be like sort of a system that is able to streamline these processes. And that's where marketing operations come into play, where you have to have tools like Refunnel or like any other mechanisms that allow you to be able to be like, all right, you know what? Let me drag and drop this, or let me one click this to be able to make this happen. And so hopefully that answers your question there.